good coffee. "Where's the fire?" The voice interrupted her mid-stride, and the instinctive shudder that ran down her back reminded her that she still wasn't used to Matt being outside her head. He was leaning out of the door next to hers. He had jeans and socks on already, but no shirt. That was where Maggie saw the telltale signs of his body not being quite human. The muscles didn't quite have realistic definition. It made him look vaguely photoshopped, and was disorienting. That's what happened when your brother died, spent a year and a half in your head, and got transferred into a custom-made homunculus body. Lady called from the payphone outside the old GLI office. Maggie didn't stop moving, but turned to walk backward down the hall. Says she needs help. Matt made a face and followed her while pulling on a button-down t-shirt. "You believe her?" "Based on how she sounded and what she said, yes. I think she's in serious trouble and doesn't know where else to turn, so I'm going in." "Not without me, you're not." Matt fumbled a button and growled at it. "Damn fingers. Still don't work right half the time." "You'll get it," she assured him, and scuttled down the stairs, around the corner into the kitchen, where she raised her eyebrows at Shalton, who was already at the counter. "Good night?" Shalton's eyebrows mirrored hers as the twins came in. "I'm a vampire, Miss Maggie. Sleep's not exactly the most important thing in my life. Coffee, however, never stops being good." He lifted his mug. "What are you two doing up?" Maggie waved her phone at him. "Sudden case. Someone says they need help, so she's off to the races," Matt added, sliding onto a stool at the butcher block island, and continuing to fight with his buttons. "Never mind how often that's gotten us into shit before." "She sounds like she's legitimately in trouble." Maggie huffed and pulled travel mugs from a cupboard. "I haven't been tricked that many times, you know, and neither have you. Yeah, we might be walking into danger, but someone still needs help." "Then I'm coming with you," another male voice from the kitchen doorway interjected, one that had both twins' shoulders up around their ears almost instantly. "You might need my help." Maggie regarded their father coolly from the counter, where she was busily mixing coffee. "We've gotten along fine without you so far." "I'll come," David insisted. "You never know. Having an extra shifter never hurts." "Mm-hmm. Fine." She decided it wasn't worth fighting right now. Time was of the essence. Never mind that fighting with their father had never been worth it. Matt, Maggie, and David were in her Civic in minutes, and Matt's buttons lined up. Maggie threw the car into gear and sped out of Shelton's driveway in a flurry of gravel. It was a good thing she'd long since memorized the winding country lane that took them from the ranch house to the outskirts of the city and Joseph's Landing. Not only was the night pitch black, but it was also misty, and the occasional spattering of rain splattered over her windshield. "I love April," she muttered. "Deer on your left," David advised from the back seat. Maggie was already slowing down. "I know, David. I'm a shifter, too." "Right. Sorry." The atmosphere was at least that awkward the entire ride. David had been tagging along since they'd taken out Sleipnir's sons at Lamberton Manor a few weeks before. He still hadn't given them any indication of his plans or intentions. Still, everything he was doing seemed to indicate that he was trying to be a good father. Despite telling them point blank 2 evenings after the final battle, that was the one thing he wasn't going to do. It was infuriating, and the fact that he still wasn't catching himself early enough to stop it meant that Maggie was about ready to throw him out a window. He'd left them to flounder, and their mother to die alone when he'd disappeared, and he still hadn't explained why. Maggie figured he knew that whatever his reasons were, they weren't good enough, and he was too much of a coward to admit it. Instead, he was trying to be the protector he should have been, except he was shit at it.